14. November 2001. More than one indicator told her this wasn't an ordinary weekend. By 4 o'clock she was certain. Sounds of bickering had rocked the house all day, her father and brother, and Leah found solace in the confines of her bedroom, emerging only for food and a subtle sneak at what was going on. She didn't know why Lockie and Dad were fighting, only that it happened a lot ever since her brother had started high school. The young buck was testing the old bull, pushing for a hierarchical change of echelon that was bound to happen before long, yet perhaps Lockie challenged the boundaries too early. It was easier to not get involved. Her attempts to appease fell on deaf ears, and she truly was weary of the yelling. She would lay on her bed, letting her head flop over the edge, so that everything around her was upside down, and she could trick her brain into believing she was stuck to the ceiling. The crimson wallpaper with the little birds on it, there they were, flying upside down. The light glow bloomed from the centre of the floor, a modern miniature of a fire pit, and water damage stains might be little islands on a sea of white house paint. She ran her hands through her hanging hair, fingers catching in the knots, and in the mirror against the opposite wall she envisaged herself as an electrocuted echidna. The sounds of arguments had ceased before lunchtime. Presumably the father and son sulked in their respective havens, Lockie drawing in his room, Dad poking about outside in his garage workshop, while Leah had just whiled the hours away reading books. Only when hunger and boredom overtook did she gather herself up, toss her book aside and head downstairs. "Dad, can we have dinner yet?" But the figure sitting at the kitchen bench was not her father, rather her grandmother, stirring a cup of tea. "I didn't know you were here, Nan." "Hello, Leah." Her voice was seemingly stiffer than usual, although the mild scent of her perfume was always enough to dispel any tension. "Are you making us dinner tonight?" "I'm just here helping your father." The screen door snapped open and Charles marched in as it swung shut. There was a definite negative sort of aura about him, yet Leah could tell this was a bit different to the standard family squabbles. He ran his hand through his hair. "Nowhere on the property. Unless he's tucked away somewhere ignoring me calling for him." "What's going on?" asked Leah. "Likely that's exactly what he's doing. He'll emerge when he's ready," said Ruth. No, this is strange. He always comes out if I tell him I'm serious." "What's going on?" "Or he'll give away his hiding place being noisy or something." "He may have just wandered into the fields over the hill. He'll know his way back." "Dad, Leah, have you seen your brother?" She flinched at the sudden attention and shook her head. "You're sure?" "I've been in my room all day." Charles grabbed his car keys and a sleek black brick that clipped to his pants. A mobile phone. Leah wanted one. "It's going to be dark soon," he said. "I'll have a drive around. Maybe he's wandering on the roads or something. Can you stay here and call me if he comes home?" Leah watched Ruth grab her son's shoulders and kiss him. "He will turn up, I know it. Try not to worry." "I can't lose another one." There was a look in her father's eyes that Leah had never seen before. "Did Lockie run away?" Nan sipped her tea. "We're just not sure where he is, love." "He and Dad hate each other." "No, Leah, they love one another. They're allowed to disagree, though. Both of them need to realise that. They fight all the time now." "I'm sorry you're stuck in the middle of that, love. It's a dreadful spot to be in." "I never fix it, even though I try." "It's not your job to appease people, Leah. I mean that. It's misery the way people fight." Leah took a biscuit off Nan's plate. "And you shouldn't stay in your room either," Nan continued. "This is your house too, and you don't have to walk on eggshells." "It's just easier sometimes." "I understand, love, but you must let people know you won't be pushed around, that you won't have a bad day just because someone else dragged you down. Aren't boys just like that?" "No real man," said Nan. "Your father's a good role model, but even grown-ups need to be reminded at times of what's right." The end of Leah's biscuit grew soggy in Nan's cup. They're sad because they miss Mum. It's fair enough to be sad, but no excuse to snipe at one another. You make better progress when you connect with others, gather little pieces from one another to build each other up. You'll never have all the answers, but you can always freely remind your family that you love them. The phone rang. Let's hope that's news of Lockie. Hello? Leah gazed out at the twilight settling over the hills. The cicadas were out in force, drowning the evening scene with a tremulous symphony. Oh, Rebecca, how are you? The neighbour's cattle dog barked in the distance, and Leah could hear a train whistle over the horizon. Lock? Where? Leah turned her head to Nan, who stared intently at the floor. In Braidwood? Oh, he is in trouble. You will? Thank you so much. I'd better call Charlie, he's out looking for him. She hung up the receiver. Your brother's gone and walked himself all the way to Braidwood. In a storm cloud of teenage angst, Lockie had walked some 33 kilometres across 6 or 7 hours into town, where a neighbour had discovered him sulking in a park. With his imminent return, Ruth turned her attention to the evening ahead. It was too late to drive back to Goulburn. She'd stay the night with them. One look at the cupboards had her shaking her head as she and Leah decided on making dinner. That bloody father of yours, she hissed. What's he feeding you lot? You need a grocery shop. Sunday, usually, said Leah. Can we just have Vegemite toast? Ruth laughed. I think that sounds wonderful. Charles arrived home first, still breathing anxiously in a cold sweat. Night had well and truly fallen by the time a new vehicle turned into the long driveway at the bottom of the hill, and Leah watched the pair of headlights weave up the drive, knowing her brother was inside, uncertain how everyone would react to his homecoming. She listened from the screen doors at the call between neighbours, the thank you so much, the see you soon, the stay out of trouble, before a crumbling sound of tyres turning on gravel and her brother sheepishly walking into the dim light of the kitchen. Time stood still for a moment, amongst the four of them. Lockie stared at the ground and sporadically glanced at his father and grandmother, as Charles pulled his son into a hug and sobbed into his shoulder. You idiot, son. What did you think you were doing? Do you realise how worried I was? Jesus, boy, you are in so much strife. Thank God you're safe. Come on, Dad. It's not a big deal.